trying to share the broadcast. Yes. I hope you too. You are sharing. Good evening to you. Hello. Thank you, Tendani. Yes, please share it to those people who are in South Africa, because I believe that man called Team Tebeila is in South Africa, and these people, even though they are rich, but they have dirty linen. They have dirty linen, and possibly, let's just take for instance that we all have sinned. We have done some bad things in the past. I'm talking now as a human being. We have done something bad in the past. Now that we are older and how will I call it? Because some of them they have not really turned their life over to Christ. So let me just be in the middle. Maybe we are now old, they have moved on in life, and we have done some things that we don't want it to get bad. Your past, you should be able to undo it right, and do it well, so that it will not even degenerate. You understand? And this is exactly what we were telling TB Joshua before he died. That make peace with your victims. Apologize. Tender apology. So that they can find closure. So that they can move on. Many of you you can't understand somebody. I don't know what's going on with this internet. If somebody who victimized you is in the position of authority. Somebody called me once and told me this person was crying. I said, why crying? She said, I'm not talking about this present, this broadcast I'm doing. It's a different one. The person said she just woke up in order to watch TV, and she saw that the commissioner of our state was someone with her many years back. I said, how did that happen? She said that commissioner was our cousin, older cousin. So she went to live in their house. She was like maybe 16 years after she finished secondary school, and the parents wanted her to stay with the cousin in the city. So she said each time the wife of our cousin goes out, this is how this man will undo her. And because she knew, she couldn't just return home, they would not even believe. And this man continued to molest her sexually, even to the day that his wife delivered a baby. The wife was in the hospital trying to get herself together. And the cousin supposed to go and be with the wife. No, this cousin was raping her in the house. Well, after some time, she moved on. The family moved on, everybody moved on. Only to wake up one day, even if you don't see your victim, even if you don't see the person that victimized you in life, At least within your heart, you'll be talking to God that God, let me just forgive. But now you now confront your rapist in position of authority and sit down out there on TV. They will sit down out there talking something they cannot even do. You will feel really, really bad. I'm telling you. You feel really, really bad. Evelyn, how are you? How are you doing? Pen Annan, I greet you. Thank you. I think I saw my brother Bungani somewhere. Okay, if you are there, fine. If you are not there, it's good. Vivian, hello, hello. Please share, especially if you are in South Africa. You know, they said life flocks together, birds flocks together, animals move together. You can see the man, I don't know, Tebeila, a friend of TB Joshua. This team, okay, let me just quickly show you something. You know, I was telling these disciples, it's like Joseph, that God has sent ahead. I'm not saying I'm Joseph. I said it's like Joseph. I have gone ahead of you. I have paid lot of dues. I have paid lot of price. So if you continue to know what Squan is saying about me, you are just it's you, you know. I mean you. It's just on you. I have gone ahead of you. Hello, my brother Chris. How are you doing? The internet is really bad. I don't know why the internet is so bad. I don't know why the internet is so bad. Maybe we should get. I just see that it's so bad. Anyway, let me just continue. Let me show you my book. Okay? Yes, brother Chris. Yeah, as I was saying, I said many of them, they don't even know what I've done for them. I have gone ahead of them to tell their stories. You understand? So in my book, under I think it's in chapter 3 or chapter 4, when I talk about disciple, I wrote a lot of things, you know, not lies, but what, you know, I witnessed. So I was writing something about this Mohammed. I said Mohammed is a Ghanaian businessman who is highly connected, just like Tebeila. TB Joshua always move with people that are highly connected, so that when a thing like this come up, it will be able to stay, you know, up there. And its victims, they would think maybe they have mental problem. But you too, you have your own family. So I was saying Mohammed is a Ghanaian man who is highly connected with top government officials in Ghana. He introduced many of them to TB Joshua. Anytime visit the synagogue in Lagos. Lagos. Muhammad connected President Atta Mills with TB Joshua and brought Atta Mills to the synagogue. But when Atta Mills was sick unto death, trust TB Joshua, he became unreachable for them. He only loves to share people's good time. During the time President Obama traveled to Ghana, TB Joshua, a desperado who lost himself by hook and crook with relevant people in the society, he quickly went on 2-day journey ahead of Obama from Nigeria. You know, he already have connections in Ghana. You understand? Especially people in high position. So he went to Ghana from Nigeria to scout for connection and recognition. But no one took cognizance of him. The embarrassment he suffered was beyond measure in the hands of a stone-cold looking security details who sternly warned him to step back from the security line at Kotoka International Airport, Ghana. When TB Joshua, who harmed himself with his two funny American jailer Ankara, as they were struggling to connect to the White House occupants. I remember a time we traveled to Singapore in November 2006. Shangri-La Hotel was the hotel the conveners of the crusade lodged the disciples. Happened to be adjacent to where President George W. Bush, who coincidentally was also in Singapore at the time, was lodged. When TB Joshua arrived later in Nigeria, from Nigeria, because we have already gone ahead of him like a month to Singapore in order to know everybody, so that we can give him info. So we told him about President George W. Bush visit. He was enraged with some of his American disciples for being too timid to reach their president on his behalf. TB Joshua uses his disciples, that's where I'm going. He uses his disciples as a tool to rob rich men. He once sent me, this is my own personal experience. He once sent me with a girl called Joker, a Ghanaian, from Lagos to Ghana to meet with Muhammad and to collect $200,000 from him. Muhammad cannot deny this. We were with Muhammad many days. You understand? We usually ride on Mount Yellow on my Jeep anytime we are in Ghana. He has used Fanny, Sister Fanny. You remember Fanny? That lady from what do you call that? Latin America, to defraud many rich people in Singapore and in Indonesia. All right. So that is hello Naomi, how are you? So that is part of the my book that I just read in order to to really talk about what is going on today. So all these rich men that flocks around him, to the extent that some of them, they even meet with TB Joshua in order to change destinies. Yes, I'm telling you, to change destinies. So all those people living with TB Joshua is just using them as a guinea pig, or yeah, as a guinea pig. So some of these rich people that visit him, let me give you an example. I'm telling you, when we come here to talk, we're talking about facts and figures. My book is The TB Joshua I Know. The TB Joshua I Know. You can Google it. Deception of the Age Unmasked. Let me give you my personal experience. One day, there was a white garment man. You know, all these churches that wears white garments. There is a white garment man that visited TB Joshua. So he was with the man upstairs. Then it come to a time somebody came to call me from the studio that he needed me upstairs where he was entertaining visitor. So when I got there, you know, all these girls that attend to him, they were standing by the door. So when I got to him, as I was entering, the white garment man was coming out in Presidential Lodge. I have it also, the story in my book. We have no reason to lie on anyone. I have been telling my stories since 2008, and I've written my book in 2005. 2015. Android, this is the book. Okay? And since 2015, I wrote my book. Your demonic master didn't contest it. Instead, he was just doing some manipulations. So as I entered, he told me that Presidential Lodge, it was because of what's his name, the president of Zambia, that they made that place to be called Presidential Lodge, Chiluba. So as I entered, TB Joshua said, go to, because the place is like a bedroom flat. Yeah, 3-bedroom flat. So he said, go inside the room and bring out the dustbin. Within myself, because I was busy, I was really angry. How can you call me from the studio to come and carry dustbin? What about all the young girls, all the ones standing at the door? So that was the mind that made me to go into that place. The moment I entered into the room, there was no dustbin. Rather, he was following me and he pushed me on the bed and he laid on me. He didn't do anything with me that day. He just laid there. After like some seconds or so, he stood up and he left. Inside me, I said, is this why he called me all the way from studio? Let me tell you, since that time, I always see crocodile lying on me in my dream. It cannot, you understand? So when we come here to talk, we know what we are talking about. Before God could deliver me, hey, you don't even know what I've been through. After I've left synagogue, a lot of things were happening, different things were happening. Then, going to mountain and all that, it didn't work out. Going to herbalist, it didn't work out. Going to, Muslim clerics, it didn't work out because I was desperate for deliverance. Until I knew the truth. And I began to read the word of God. And I began to cry to God. Then it started. Anytime I sleep, I see, oh my goodness. Ask yourself, why do we still have the strength to continue coming even after many years? This is not unto us. It's not unto us. It is unto God. Unto God. We are giving testimony to his glory because he delivered us. God told the Israelites, do not forget the mighty that delivered you out of the hands and the house of bondage. You must continue to talk about it. You must continue to tell your children and your children's children. I have nothing against anybody, but I'm just recounting my story. In order to help somebody so that your mind can be sane, so that you can be careful where you go to. Deliverance is not cheap. At that time, when I sleep, I see myself sleeping. That means they have taken me to a far distance. You understand? That means they have taken. Naomi, you are just saying, you say he violated me. That story is even small. It's even small. The story I told now is even small. The violation is terrible. Because we were stupid. We were dumb. That's why I always say, if you go to church, don't forget your brain at home. Unlike many of us, we don't go to church again to go and do what? I didn't say you shouldn't go to church if you want to go, but please be careful. All I do, prayer. We fellowship together. We go into the world, villages. We go and preach the gospel. Money we have, we give to the poor directly. You understand? Instead of, I was saying to my people this morning, that's my thoughts. I said evangelism is a must. The strength of the redeemed church of Jesus Christ is not in sitting capacity. It's not in gathering yourself sitting down. When the apostles were sitting down, there was persecution that scattered them. You sit down warming chairs comfortably, collecting church taxes in the name of tithes and offering to build edifices. The strength of the redeemed church of Jesus Christ is in sending out. He said, go and meet the dying world to give them the good news that Messiah has come. If we have been doing that, we will not enter into this kind of trap. So I'm just telling you some things that we experienced in the synagogue. So after some time, after prayer, I start seeing myself waking up in my dreams. One day, I saw myself in a room, gospel truth. See, we can't finish this story, and that is why we continue telling it. I found myself in a room while I was sleeping. And in that room, there were a lot of cobwebs. And on that ceiling, I saw this mighty crocodile right on top of me. Then I stood up from that dream. You understand? I was still in the dream. I stood up from that dream. I ran out of that room. I ran out. I started shouting, help me, help me, help me. That was how God delivered me from that room. my soul into that room when he laid on me. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you need to be very careful. Like I was telling you, the other time we went to, this son is the other time we went on evangelism, and that man just came and said, okay, let's hold hands, and I suspect that the man is not clean. I told him I can't hold hands with you, so stay where you are, raise a prayer. All of us, we are praying. So among those people from the from the book that I read to you is this man Tebeila. He usually visits the synagogue at that time. There is one of those people TB Joshua will be sending around. Help me to connect me with Mandela. Help me to, when you see big time people visiting the synagogue, TB Joshua has caught somebody in position of power. Then he will be using that one to connect himself. That's how he does. You understand? That's how he does. Anybody who say anything, I pray that squam will happen to you and happen to you, because your family do not sin. Anybody who think what we are saying is lie, squam will happen to you. I don't know who give that man Apostle Jaga. Maybe I beg you to come here. So I was saying, this billionaire is a billionaire. He's a billionaire. And he was in Squan. TB Joshua using him. So, when he was in Squan, there was a story at that time. Because anytime he visits Squan, this kind of people, they are not they don't live in dormitory. You understand? They don't live in dormitory. They usually give them executive. They don't live in dormitory. This kind of people, when they visit Squan, they don't live in dormitory. They usually give them executive, place to stay. So in that executive place, some disciples will be attached, and when they are attached to them, it's the disciples that will take food to them. They will choose the kind of food they want. They, whatever they want to do, they will do. So many of these people, they rape disciples. Dudu is asking if TB Joshua is always high on alcohol. So anytime those people do that kind of a thing, they don't blame them. You understand? They don't blame them. Joy, don't worry. I've already blocked him. Let him just go with his problem. So among those people is this billionaire, and it happened to Hephzi-bah. I remember there was a time that sex happened. I told you, in Squan is like a brothel. Squan is like a brothel. Sex is very cheap. If it's not happened between TB Joshua and some girls, it's happening between his guests and some ladies or some of the workers. That was the reason why John Chi left Squan. John Chi impregnates one of the girls that TB Joshua was sleeping with. I will tell that story another time. You understand? So it happened that I think it was maybe like few days back or so. Sickly got in touch with me and said he saw this man, and because she was trying to have a close-up, she approached him and said, "This is what you did to me, remember?" And the man, I said, "What did he say?" He said, the man said, "Okay, they should meet up." I said, "Don't meet him. Don't meet with him. For me, I will not even talk. There are a lot of them I know. What I do, because these people are evil. You know, they have done it for me before, saying that I was trying to collect from them, blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to have any connection with them. All I do is I will come online to tell my story about them. You understand? So that people can learn. So when Sickly called this man and said, "This, you remember, this is what you want. All I want is apology." This man was telling Sickly that, "Don't worry, I'm coming to Jobo. We will meet." He want to rape her again. So Sickly was telling him that all I need is apology from you so that I can move on. The man said, "Don't worry, we will meet." The next thing, he went on newspaper. Not knowing that, he does not know that Sickly recorded their conversation, which I will play to you now. Yes, my brother, Yeshua Mashiach. Those who are saying we are lying, I hope Synagogue will happen to them and they will know the truth.
The last I know, you were building a house, you were staying in Sandhurst or something. That's where, yes, that's the house, not home. It's a house and home. Our home is a little one. That's where I come from. Where do you come from? Where's the cable escape? I come from where?
didn't know sorry. I didn't know the sound is not playing. I was the only one listening to it.
Building a house, you were staying in Sandhurst.
The network is really bad.
That's the house, not home. It's a house and home. My home is a blue one. That's where I come from. Where I come from now? I come from where? Eastern Cape or Western Cape? I don't come from Eastern Cape.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to bring it on. Sorry about that. I didn't know it's not coming on. Okay, I have it here. Okay, don't worry. Thank you. I know another place I will play it. Okay, that's it. Okay, basically, that's it. Okay. The network is really terrible. The network is bad. Sorry, the network is really bad. Okay.
The last I know, my house was staying in Sandhurst or something. That's the house. It's a house and home. My home is the one. Where do you come from now? I come from where? Eastern Cape or Western Cape? I come from Eastern Cape or Western Cape. Zulu. No time, because we see the Zulu. CBP. When you want us to meet, have coffee and catch up, when will this be? Because I'm busy, I'm working, I'm busy with the documentary. I work for Kwanele Foundation. We are an NPO that advocates gender-based violence and femicide, and we're busy with... Yes. Yes, fine. When I come, I'll let you know. You come in next month, I'll be going to next month. No. This is hectic. Tim, it's up to you. I won't contact you again. I won't talk to you again. It's up to you. Honestly, I won't, because I don't know. I'm busy. No. I'm busy. I'm busy with documentary. I'll give a call when I come. Okay? No, it's fine. Then I'll give a call. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting with them. I'm not fighting anybody. I would say you're fighting. I think you never fought in life. You how you respecting me. Respect is very properly, you know that. You also know how. But such respect. I mean, wait, Tim, wait. If you say when I'm sitting, you know how much have. You know, I'm. I don't know if you've seen the work that I'm going through phases where I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to access new. Yeah. I know. When I'm next in the back, no, I can't maintain myself as a good leader. You choose a life to your start. Just follow that. You don't tell anybody you if someone has not whatever the way you love them. Tim was Christ and maintain yourself. But the elephant in the room is that I was violated by you. So let's find out. Let's just not go too much deeper into any discussion for forward. But unless when I come to back, yeah, all I need from you is an apology because I need closure in my life. You know, you violated me. You call it forgiveness or you call it that's all. When I see you when I come to back. But when will it be? Can you commit to a date? No, I can't. But I'm not running. I'm running conversations well, like yourself. You are running conversations. So maybe I can say I'm going to travel. I'm going to Mpumalanga. I'm going to other places. I'm going to contact this month. You are in village. In then 1 week. I mean 2 days. I'm in Joburg. Or 2 weeks. I'm in Joburg. December out in Joburg. Yeah. But I'm fully in my province. Tim, all I need is an apology to heal. So what do I say? I'm saying I need closure. I need to heal. Apology. I don't say if there's anything wrong. Tim, don't say if there's anything wrong. And you know what to do.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. You said you cannot hear what they are saying. Yeah, the network is just hard in our area today. Nevertheless, what they are saying is that okay. Let me just recount it. Yeah, the plus and minus of the whole thing of the discussion was that Tim still want to meet with this lady, and this lady was just telling him that all I needed from you is apology for what you did to me. She was not bothered about another meeting with him. You understand? But it was Tim who was just saying that, okay, don't worry, you know, people like Tim, they are manipulator. They are manipulator. He only wants to manipulate that lady again. And it's so sad. It's so sad. At his age, just the same way with TB Joshua, if anything happens, say, okay, don't worry, okay. No, let us worry. Let us address the situation on ground. So he was just saying that, okay, we will meet, I will come to Joburg. Your coming to Joburg doesn't mean anything to her. What she said was she needs apology. She did not mention monetary apology. mention monetary apology. There was no money mentioned in their conversation. The next thing, this what do you call molesters? The one that usually cry foul. The next, he went to the media and start using his money to connect to journalists and say, Sickle want to extort him. So Sickle said, hello, where is your evidence? Can you imagine? They are just even making it even more worse, even more bad, traumatizing their victims. You have done evil already. Instead of you to say, just address it. Say what you didn't hear what he was saying. Okay, don't worry. I will meet you in Joburg. Do we need to meet in Joburg? The two places you met the girl, you raped her. You raped her in your house. You raped her in Squan. And at the time of this rape, she was just 21, 22. Thank you, Tendani. Leopard don't change. At that time, that thing happened to her. She was 21, 22. When she was in Squan, she only has a massive body. She has big body. You understand? But at that time, she was a little girl. A little girl that have been through a lot of things. And she was asked to, be your coordinator because she is from South Africa, as you are from South Africa, believing that you will understand one another. But I will not even excuse TB Joshua. He knows what he did by connecting them together. Because he usually use his visitors, he use his disciples to serve his visitors. Because they are rich. And he needs something from them. He needs them to help him, to connect him to greater powers. So you are a disciple, you say you are learning. All the things they learn under him are all this. Sleeping. So after you have slept with you, he will use evil spirits to just give you as a prophet, as a prophetess. That's your own blessing. And some people are moving around, say they are prophetess, they are prophet. Who made you a prophet? Who made you a prophetess? A man? A man gave you a prophetess office. So that's exactly what happened. You understand? He still want to rape the girl, or maybe trap her. That is why me, I always tell them, I will write my experience down and I will come online to share my experience. Calling these people will make them to think maybe there's something important. You understand? Calling them will even if assuming you listen, if not because of the internet trouble, you will see where he was calling Sickle on video call 2 times and Sikle didn't pick it. So what you want to show Sikle is private part? You understand? So it's enough that we begin to call this kind of people out. You may see them out there, and he said he runs foundation, just like his body. They run foundation. These are the things they do out there that people believe that they are something important, and they are not important. As all of us, we are human. If you have done, some things in the past, and somebody approach you, even if they call you out, you too, you come out and say, I'm sorry, it is true, so that you can move on, so that you can find peace with yourself, find peace with people, find peace with God. Is that not what the word of God says? If anybody offend you, go to them. And when you have come together, oh, it's true, this is what I did, and I think it was wrong. I didn't have your counsel. You understand? Before I did that to you, I was older, I was richer, I was influential, and you had no voice at that time. You couldn't even have said no at that time. Amos 3:3 says, can two work together except they agree? When you say you marry somebody or you are in relationship with somebody, it means that two of you agreed. The other person understand the nitty-gritty of the relationship. Where somebody knows better than the other is a fraud. And this person brought, she always bring food to your room, always take care of you as it were, always give you hot water to shower, and you have nothing in order to say to the person in a supposed holy ground. So when you see that nobody was watching, you grab her in the room and you start doing that to her. And many of these happen inside Squan because they usually use sex there to worship what they worship there. I also have other videos. But unfortunately, because of this internet issue, I don't know, it just go bad. It has been good, and even now, our internet is clear, but it just go bad. Websites are not opening, things are not coming up. So I don't like wasting your time. I don't like wasting your time. So maybe when it's good, we can do it another time. But at least I've said my own. I've said what I need to say. Okay? I've said what I need to say. Thank you very much. Good evening, Baki. How are you? My sister Juliet. You are here. Net is showing us when. Okay? If end credit is not coming up, even end credit is still loading. I don't know, maybe I need to change the position where I put my routers. Thank you very much. Good evening, Rita. We are almost done. We are even leaving because the internet is really bad. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Ahosa. Jenny Love. My darling Jenny Love. I greet you. I greet you. Thank you, Jenny Love. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Planet is everywhere. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny Love. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Rita, you came late. Maybe you watch it over again and share it. Planet